Welcome to Career Journeys, a series of videos by the Consortium for Public Education. Here we explore the career experiences and pathways of professionals from a wide variety of careers to help you think about the skills you'll need and the paths you might take after high school.
Hi, I'm Debbie Pixton with the Consortium for Public Education. Today I'm interviewing LaTrenda Sherrill, an entrepreneur and lead consultant for Common Cause Consultants. Thank you so much for joining us, LaTrenda.
I'm happy to be here.
LaTrenda, tell me about Common Cause Consultants.
Common Cause Consultants is a firm that I started about 3 years ago in an effort to bring an equity lens to the work of many local nonprofit, philanthropic institutions, and government, and even local business. And so I advise people on ways in which they can actually achieve their goals related to equity, ways in which they can think through strategy related to equity. And so I write reports, I do research, I convene meetings for folks and help people think through their goals and action plans in a very, facilitated way. And so I do a number of things to support organizations thinking about, what does justice mean for populations? What does this particular subject matter? So it could be something around education, it could be something around the criminal justice system. How do we do this authentically? How do we do this in a values-driven way? And what are the things that we're just going to be honest and true about? And what is the change that we need to make to get to that justice that we're talking about, that honesty, that truth? And so just really getting people to name the things that they want to change and to make the changes.
Can you talk a little bit about what it's like to be an entrepreneur?
It's great. One of the things that I've enjoyed about my particular sector of entrepreneurship, because there are so many, right? But during COVID, because I do a ton of meetings virtually anyway, I can work from anywhere as an entrepreneur. I don't have my own space. Work for me did not slow down. It actually picked up. And so, being able to advise people remotely and still facilitate meetings in a virtual environment totally created an advantage for me in the sphere and the market for me to, advance during COVID. I will say, I've seen, I have a lot of other peers who may have had physical spaces, or they are in the food industry or something. And those industries really took a hit because, people weren't getting out. And so for me, this pandemic really just allowed my business to pick up. And so I've still been able to work from home. I've still been able to, set my own schedule. I still take off when I would like. I determine how much I want to work based on my clients, which is like totally amazing, something that I couldn't do before in my regular traditional job. So I enjoy being an entrepreneur a ton.
LaTrenda, what are some skills that have made you successful as an entrepreneur?
So definitely being able to manage multiple projects at a time. Also, I'm a relationship builder, and most of the time businesses gain business because they trust the business. They trust the person running the business. When people don't trust you, it's very hard for them to do business with you. And so I've built relationships, I've networked, I've maintained those relationships, and I was able to convert that into like maybe clients for my business or, future opportunities or whatever for my business. But the ability to build relationships and maintain them has just been so key for me. And so almost what does that look like? That looks like following up with people when they reach out to you. That looks like giving people an answer, not ignoring them. That looks like apologizing, if you've done something wrong. That also looks like, sometimes I don't always get to my emails as quickly as possible. It's a simple thing works for that. My apologies for the delay. And that people get a lot of that from me, right? Like, a certain amount of humility has helped, right? Knowing that there's an ability for me to continuously learn in spaces and to learn from my clients and to not know everything has totally helped me. And so I also have an MBA. And so I think that has helped me understand a bit more about the things that folks need in business. I think people, when you have an MBA, people just think you know how to do business, but there are so many different types of MBAs. But what my MBA did a lot for me was help me think through research, help me think through project management. It helped me think through, collaboration and working with teams and things. And so those are all the things that have been helpful for me in my business. The research, the collaboration, those things have been essential. I think you have to have some sense of managing money. But there are so many apps for that. You just have to have the discipline to incorporate like money management tools into the conversation for your business or into the equation. And so another thing is discipline, right? Like discipline to get up every day and do your work, discipline to follow up, discipline to incorporate whatever, improvements or changes are needed for your business. I think that's totally been helpful for me as well.
Now, LaTrenda, let's say I'm a student in high school and I'm thinking, wow, I think starting a business sounds amazing. I really want to do that. What should they ask themselves, right? What should I ask myself if I want to make sure that this is going to be a good fit for me? I know you said, if you're risk averse, probably not. Are there other questions that they should ask themselves?
I ask myself first, who can pay me? And then I ask myself, what can I do? Right? Some people don't do that. Is someone looking to you for a service at the moment? And if they are looking to you for that service, how do you just, make that into a business and some type of business model? And so what do people go to you for, right? Like, what do people say, no, you're really good at this thing. How do you turn that into something? And so it's just really asking yourself a question. What do people come to you to do? And what do they say you do well? And I think that's a really solid place to start.
LaTrenda, what's one final piece of advice you would offer to people aspiring to be an entrepreneur?
Make a move. I think it is essential to just do it. If this is something that there's a reason why people come to you, or if folks are just ready to pay you to do a thing, right, and you're still trying to figure it out, just try it. Like, I think one of the things in my past job, which was great, and I'm grateful for this, right? I had a great job, I had great benefits, but I also have a husband who has a good job with great benefits. And so, I didn't necessarily need to pay for my benefits because he had his package was a little bit better than mine. And so let me take that entire amount and let me determine what I have to do with it. I'm still required to pay taxes. I still have to do those things as a business owner, but also I don't need X, Y, and Z taken out for my bill for certain medical expenses, because again, I do have a partner who has an equally awesome insurance plan, right? And so like, I think that's what I love about entrepreneurship. You just get to figure out like what you want to do with the income. That it just gets so much more ownership and power and autonomy over your income. And as someone who did not grow up rich, right? Like that has been the thing that I've stepped into, right? Like, oh, like here's my rate. And this is what it is. And so again, it's just all types of power that I feel like I've been able to gain. I had it already, but I've stepped into it as an entrepreneur. And so, I would just tell folks, one, like step into your power and like price it. And boom, you got a business.
That's amazing. LaTrenda, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and experiences with us today.
No problem. Thank you for asking me.
For more information or to learn about other careers in the Career Journey series, visit our website and check back soon for our next installment. Thanks!